Miguel, I want to thank you so much for working on my Honda Element, putting all these OEM parts on here. Do you like what you do, bro? You happy about it?
I love it.
Are you sure, man?
100% sure.
You look pretty sad right now, man.
I love to work in Honda.
Give me a big smile, bro. What's going on, everybody? Today we are shooting a quick video comparing Honda OEM parts for my Honda Element versus aftermarket parts. In this case, we have some Duralast brand parts from Autozone right here, and we're going to be comparing some motor mounts. All right, guys, so we are comparing OEM versus aftermarket parts. In this case, these are Duralast parts from Autozone. It's kind of like one of their house brands. This is the front motor mount, front engine mount, and we're talking about my 2008 Honda Element EX four-wheel drive automatic transmission, right? This is the passenger side motor mount, and I'll show you the part numbers. These are the OEM part numbers for the front. Boom. Assembled in USA. This guy as well, assembled in USA. Boom. I order my OEM parts from HondaPartsNow.com. I've been ordering them for quite a while. This site has always been dependable. Their prices are pretty competitive, and they source parts very well. And if you live in Southern California, it's pretty much like next day, 2-day delivery. So that's very, very nice. Talking about price, specifically price, this front engine mount from HondaPartsNow.com was $68.90, so about $70 for this part, right? This guy was $30. This is made in India. This is assembled in USA. This guy, the passenger side engine mount from HondaPartsNow.com was $125, assembled in USA. This guy from AutoZone, made in Korea, was $45. So you can save quite a bit of money going with aftermarket parts, but we'll see about the quality, first impressions about that in a bit. You also have to factor in shipping when you're ordering online. I would average that about $15 per order, $15 to $20 per order, so you're going to pay quite a bit more trying to get OEM parts, or at least I did. I don't have any kind of like discounts or hookups or anything like that with suppliers. I just go to HondaPartsNow.com. All right, so we're going to compare first impressions of the OEM front engine mount from Honda versus the Duralast from AutoZone. Pretty similar when we line them up here. Not too bad either way. So just looking at the OEM, feeling the plastic, the first thing I notice here on the OEM mount, we get some rubber on either side of the corners here, right here. The Duralast is missing that entirely. There's nothing. If we look through here, the OEM part is kind of pretty much completely cut out. There's a little bit of excess rubber on the top there, but as you can see, we have space here. The Duralast part is nothing. You can see that the mold is kind of similar, but there's no space in between. Talking about the actual material inside, the rubber, the Honda rubber it's more supple. It's softer. It's firm, but it's soft. It's more rubbery, if you will. Here, it's much more firm on the aftermarket. Weight is about the same. The Honda, the metal seems a little bit more sturdy. But overall, I would say the main difference for me is just the feeling of the rubber inside. The rubber feels more quality with the Honda part. But the Honda part does cost more than double this AutoZone part. And AutoZone, this might be more readily available to you. You can just walk in the store and buy it. Versus this part, you'll have to probably order it online. Especially for a car like a 2008 Honda Element, you're probably not going to be able to walk into your local dealer and find something like this. But with shipping, this is easily an $80 part. And this guy, out the door for like 35 bucks. The first thing I notice is this rubber here. Again, It's much more rubbery, for lack of a better term. It's very supple. There's a lot of play there, and you can't really get it to stay, right? The seal is very good. Whatever's in there, it's sealed very nicely. Here, it's just permanently depressed. You can't really play around with it at all. The rubber is, again, just like the front engine mount, it's much more firm. It doesn't really go anywhere. Just looking at construction. On the OEM, you can see these metal kind of like arms. There are 4 around there, completely missing on the Duralast part. And then up here, you can see there's a difference here on that top edge. It's not quite the same length on the Duralast one. And this is rubber. It's a very hard rubber and metal here. On the Duralast part, it's a very soft rubber all around. This part is just rubber. It's not quite as long. And right here we have solid metal. Underneath, it looks like this edge, that little lip there, is much higher. Alright guys, so in conclusion, I think that overall, off the bat, the OEM parts were of higher quality, the metal was of higher quality, the rubber was of higher quality, and there just was an attention to detail with the OEM Honda parts that was just kind of lacking with the Duralast parts. And I think just me not knowing anything about cars, it's still kind of obvious. I think you could even give these parts to a child and just ask them, hey, which part do you think is of higher quality? However they're deciding that, I think that most people would go with the OEM part. With that being said, the OEM parts were consistently twice the price as the Duralast, aka Autozone parts. In some cases, almost triple the price if you factor in shipping, you know, because I'm ordering these parts online. Triple the price. That's very significant. As far as which parts will last longer, I mean, I'm tempted to say, because I spent all this money on the OEM parts, that the OEM parts will last longer. I think in general that is true, but will they last twice as long? Will they last 3 times as long? Only time will tell. So let me know, guys, do you prefer to go with OEM parts and keep it all Honda, or do you like to save some money and just go with whatever's available at your local auto parts store? Let me know in the comments. As always, if you've made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. It means the world to me. And as always, I wish you peace, health, and unlimited joy on your journey wherever it may take you. Thank you so much. I will see you on the next one.